Brevard cities, they came up with a list of their priorities to the state legislature, and this was interesting. So you have Palm Bay had their listing of what they thought was important, and then Melbourne, and then we get to Titusville, and among their priorities are restoration of the Indian River Lagoon. Interesting that they put that. Support for home rule. Interesting that they put that. Support for home rule. For those who don't know, home rule supports the fact that local government has the sovereignty to be able to make decisions for themselves. And this was passed in 1968. And so any question about these things that they listed here? Anything jump out at you guys?
Yeah, I mean, the home rule issue, especially with the current events with the right to clean water and how a state preemption prevented that by the appellate court, alleged by the appellate court. So, I mean, I do have a lot of questions surrounding that. How are we to trust that you truly represent home rule when your actions speak differently?
Because actually, if they supported home rule, they would have initially, once the measure was passed, started working with the citizens to institute it.
Yeah, they probably would have
right.
never forced the citizens to even gather signatures for a petition process.
They would have worked
They would have worked with them.
Correct.
And so that bothers me.
It's interesting that they put that in there. What does that mean that you want support for home rule? What are you saying? Are you saying that you don't have the ability to do it? Because the state is already saying you have the ability to do it, right?
I mean, perhaps, you know, they're talking about the preemptions that are continuously happening in Tallahassee and maybe just reminding the legislators and saying, you know, we support home rule, meaning, you know, the less you preempt, the better, because it allows us the ability to work with our citizens. That's my hope that they're going there to say.
So that's interesting, and that's coming up where the cities go to the legislatures, right? And this happens once a year, Katie?
Right.
And what do they do?
So are you talking about the state delegation?
Correct.
Meeting? So the delegation, so our state senators and our state representatives, they all come together in one meeting, and the citizens and the organizations and the local governments get to come and basically give their wish lists and their needs and their wants to the state delegation so that they can then go and make bills up in Tallahassee.
So is this still going to happen? So there's some questions because there's a special session coming up. And there's some question as to whether this is still going to happen. Do we know?
As of right now, yes, it's still going to happen at Cocoa City Hall. And so...
It's the 27th, is it?
I don't remember the
I can't
exact
remember
dates
the
towards
date.
the end of the month of
Okay.
January.
Yeah,
So-
I think it's the 29th.
So the citizens get an opportunity. The 29th would be next Wednesday, a week from this coming Wednesday. The citizens will have an opportunity to go as well. And to tell the legislatures, the state delegation in this area what?
Basically what their needs and wants are, or, you know, we need a bill written to protect these rights, or, you know, you guys did this and we want you to repeal it, or
By the
whatever
way,
it is.
Debbie Mayfield will be there. And those who want to actually express their opinion about her amendment, you can talk to her about it at that time. Would that be appropriate?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. And so that's going to take place on the 29th, and we'll talk about that more as it approaches.